When Magneto starts going on a killing spree, that was my reaction. I'm sure Wales must have been off the coast going, what is that noise? You hear that? It's happening again. But I mean, like, when he started going on this spree, I was like, you son of the... Oh, you are not a nice person. And then he takes all the guns from the policemen and he has them all pointed at the president. And the president's like, you can kill me. That's fine. Kill me. I don't care. But spare the rest of us. And he's like, you weren't going to spare the rest of us. You were going to have us all killed. And so then Mystique got into the private room, was going to try and kill Stryker, or not Stryker, but Trask. And so then she turns into the president and shoots Magneto in the frickin' neck with a plastic gun. And then, while all this is happening, Hank starts fighting a Sentinel as Beast, but then he gives himself the injection of the formula, and it turns him back into his normal form, and he realizes, hey, I can use this as a disguise to get past the Sentinels. And then he finally gets to Charles, and Charles is basically trying to talk to Mystique again. And she's like, get out of my head, and he's basically like, I've tried to control you this whole entire time, but you need to do the right thing, and this isn't it. You're not going to be, if you do this, you're not going to be showing them that we're not who they think we are. We're going to be showing them that we are who they think we are. And Mystique makes the right decision of not killing Trask, but then she takes the helmet off Magneto, and then Charles basically lets Magneto go, and then we get to where when Logan tries to fight Magneto, I was like, oh heck yeah, because Logan doesn't have adamantium yet, so he can go and fight Magneto, but Magneto throws metal in his back, and like puts like all these bars in his body and throws him in the lake to drown. I was like, that's so not fair. I have always wanted to see Wolverine freaking fight Magneto without Magneto just stopping him, just going like, you never learn. Oh gosh, I just quoted X-Men Last Stand. Oh boy. Oh, that's good. So, in the future, as all the X-Men are getting taken down one by one, when instead of Mystique shooting him, when Mystique drops the gun, everything changes. All the destruction changed. Trask is arrested for selling military secrets. They learn of the mutants, and then everything goes back to the way it was. But Magneto makes the speech that Magneto makes, the world sees, and he's like, you have a right to fear us. You should be fearing us. And that, once again, is the difference between freaking Magneto and Charles Xavier. Magneto thinks that the world will never understand the mutants. And for X-Men fans, they don't need to hear this, but I mean, I'm going to say it anyway. Magneto thinks that the world is never going to accept mutants, and it's just better to start a war and do what is necessary to show that the mutants aren't going to back down. But Charles wants to show the world that, hey, just because we're different, just because we're mutants, that doesn't mean that we're not people. That we are not any different from you all. We may have certain abilities, and we may be different, but we're still just like normal people. Magneto doesn't think the world is going to accept this. Charles thinks they will if mutants will just give the human race a chance. That's what he wants. But Magneto thinks that that's never going to happen. So Wolverine wakes up and he's walking all around the school and everything's fine. Storm is alive. Jean is alive. When I seen that, I was like, how possible? How she there? Scott, he go. Only thing left, glasses. He alive. How the alive? And when he's getting ready to touch Jean's face, Scott's like, whoa, easy, dude. And he's like, guess things never change. Good to see you. He was like, yeah, whatever. And then he talks to Professor Xavier because before Logan went back, he's like, make me a promise. Find Jean, find me, guide us. Because the thing is, Professor Xavier in the past needed guidance. He said, look, you guide us, but you in the future told me to guide you because you feel like you're one of your students lost. I am your most lost student. Because of the whole entire thing, like with frickin' Magneto, with Stryker and everything. They do a lot of things with Stryker in this film. Stryker is in this film a lot, but not that. He's in there quite a bit. And they do set up of like how he begins to hate mutants or how he's afraid of them because he talks to Trask and he's like, you hate mutants, so he's like, no, I actually admire them. I want to study them. I'm afraid though of our extinction. Trask is afraid that mutants will take over the world and we will become extinct. So he wants to make the Sentinels to prevent that from happening. He's also a little crazy and a little short-tempered. That was a very mean joke and I apologize. But the film ends with Logan talking to Professor Xavier and he's like, I made a promise to you, didn't I? And he's like, yeah, we got a lot of catching up to do. And then he says, what do you remember? And Logan says, I remember drowning. And this I thought was clever. This was so awesome. It shows Logan being lifted up on a steel platform. And guess who's on the boat looking at him? Stryker. But it's Mystique dressed as Stryker, which I thought was odd. But it was a hint at, oh, I get it. They're hinting at, of what at Wolverine Origins was how Wolverine Origins was going to happen, and how he met Logan and how he's seen the claws because he sees Logan's claws in the room where Mystique tries to kill Trask the first time, and Magneto goes on a killing spree. So I don't know if they are going to make another X-Men film. They might not, but if they do, it'll probably show of how Mystique got back with, somehow started working with Magneto again, maybe, I don't know. But I loved this film. I didn't stay to the credits because it was already almost 12 o'clock, and I just didn't feel like staying for the credits, but this film I do strongly recommend buying on DVD. It does explain a lot of things about The Last Stand. Ugh. But I do strongly recommend this film. I recommend seeing this film and buying this film on DVD when it comes out. I know I'm going to. But I still do not understand how Scott is alive and how Jean is alive. Because, I mean, I get that, like, when you fix things in the future or in the past, things will get fixed. But I don't know if it's just I don't know, maybe because they fixed things that was coming and maybe it just set everything back. Or I don't know. But tell me, what did you guys think of this film? For those who have watched X-Men Days of Future Past, tell me, what did you guys think about this film? Did you love this film? Did you hate this film? Tell me in the comments below. If you love this film, tell me why you loved it. If you hated this film, tell me in the comments below why you hated it. And can someone explain the ending to me? Can someone explain to me how Jean and Scott are alive? I mean, I'm glad they're alive, but someone explain to me how they're alive. But, guys, I am the Phenomenal Critic. This has been another episode of Phenomenal Views. Check out tomorrow, for I will be uploading my review on the Book of Assassin's Creed. How I will probably be doing another video game episode plus this review. Guys, have a great night. 'Cause I did.